Good day, everyone. Have you ever been, when you're trading, ever met an indicator which, when you've just met, you'll be like, wow, this indicator is capturing all the lows, it's capturing all the highs. With this indicator, I am sure going to make a killing. But then, how do you change that indicator into an expert advisor? You already know how to code. So this lecture or this lesson is not to teach you how to make expert advisors. No, this is just there to just make you identify these arrows, get to know where each of these arrows are located, and once you've actually located them, we will trade based on the location of those arrows. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe and enjoy in the lesson. Let's begin. Okay, hi everyone. So we are doing a Zoom meeting. So in our group here, we had somebody who downloaded this indicator, and then from this indicator, they want to create an EA out of it. So that's what we will be doing. So we have already gone as far as we've downloaded the indicator. Right, so now what's left is for me to upload it onto my chart, and after I've loaded it into the chart, then we start off from trading the so all right, so I'm just going to start this off. So I'm going to start the meeting. Okay, welcome people. So so those of us who are currently online, so some of you are watching this on YouTube, some of you are watching this on a shared video. Wherever you're watching, welcome all. So first of all, I've just downloaded my indicator. So I want to go to my data folder, and that's where I'm going to place my indicator. Then I'm going to analyze the indicator. From analyzing the indicator, the next thing which I'm going to do is, so this is a fairly new computer. I haven't done much in this one, right? So I haven't done much. So let's just call this Zoom meeting, because we are live on Zoom meeting. Okay, we're live on Zoom. We're going to open our Super Arrow MT5. All credit goes to the creators of this system. It's currently, when I got this, it's currently running for free, and so it's being sold for free. So it goes for $4 if it's not for free. So there it is. Okay, well, that's the name of the indicator by TF Lab. So that's what we have. So first of all, I'm going to try and refresh the chart. To refresh all my indicators such that we load it up and we see how it's run. So I'm just going to delete all open indicators. And the most important thing which we have is the data window. So I'm just going to view the data window, which is on the right hand side of my screen. Right, it's on the right hand side. So from here, I want to upload the indicator which we just taken in Zoom. We upload it, we look at it, it has a lot of input parameters, no problem. We input it, and we see on the right hand side we've got buy and sell, which were created with our indicator. So when I actually hover above the sell arrow, the sell value, and the sell on the right hand side, I see that there is a value there. So this, just by the fact that our data window on the right hand side has got our data window on the right hand side has got a value there on our cell, that means that this indicator we're dealing with is a buffer based indicator. So buffer based indicators are the most simplest to deal with, the easiest to deal with. So we'll be using an iCustom function. So let's just create a base skeletal for this indicator. So I'm just going to open my IDE there. We open the IDE. I haven't coded much. It's been a long time since I last coded. Okay, there's my IDE. Let's just close all these windows. Right. So we're going to create a new expert there. We're not going to put all the trading functions. Right. So, sorry for the noise. That's my little nephew there. So yeah. So okay. I'm trying to create. Let's just create a new file there. A template. We're gonna call this Zoom, and it's called the Super Arrow. Super Arrow EA. We're just gonna add an empty one there. We're not gonna check any of these because we won't be using any one of them. We've got the on trade transaction. So basically, for those who don't know, the on trade was old, like MT4 time, and then it had a lot of problems. So then they made the on trade transaction. So it's better to use on trade transaction than on trade, on timer, on chart, and on book event. So we've got on test. We're not going to use all this. So this is where we will start off. Right. Okay. So our file is located in indicators under Zoom meeting. Right. So we want to import it. So I've got a little trick. So the first part is to import or include or import our indicator. Right. Our indicator. So how I like to do that is we're going to use an iCustom function. Right. So for this particular symbol which we are in and the particular period which we are in, and then now here we now need the indicator name. So here we're going to put that as the first string. So this will be our indicator name. Right. So what is our indicator name? So whenever we call upon the iCustom function, it's going to take us to the indicators folder. So inside there, we're just going to type in Zoom meeting, right? And we're going to call upon that. Now this is where it gets me confused because of this backslash and forward slash. They confuse me a lot. So I'm just going to copy this as it is and just place it there dot ex5 and close. Then I just compile to see that I compile everything without any errors. I compile with an error there, return path. Okay, compile there, we've got an error. I okay, wrong parameter count. Perfect, that's what I expected. Okay, so now after this, here we put our indicator name. So this is where we put in the indicator name, right? So now we compile also again. It compiles without any error whatsoever. So now, because we have actually compiled it at this stage, I just want to upload it onto my chart to see that I've copied the name correctly, right? I've copied the name correctly before we even go as far as talking about our inputs. So I press my F4 there, and I go up to my, I will go to my expert advisors. I navigate to my zoo there, super arrow EA, upload it, no inputs whatsoever. I upload it, then I view, actually forgotten my shortcuts. I view my data, my navigator, not navigator, control T, my toolbox there. I go to my experts, my journal. Everything has been loaded up perfectly, right? Okay, so which means I've copied everything how it's supposed to be copied. It has been copied. So now the next important thing is the input parameters, right? The input parameters. So we're going to skip the input parameters and just work with it how it is, right? Gonna work with it how it is. We will ignore the input parameters and we'll just go dive straight deep into actually getting the data from the indicator and placing it on our particular chart. So let's start with our coding. So the first thing which we need are our input, our indicator, our indicator handles and creations, right? Okay, so those are the first things which we need. So we're going to have an integer called handle. We're going to set this to an invalid handle. We're going to declare and initialize it to an invalid handle, and then from there, whenever we're dealing with an indicator, we want to also deal with whenever we create a handle, we want to also create the buffers. So from the MT4, from the MT5 chart, our data window, we see we've got the buy and we've got the sell. So we're going to create these two buffers, one called buy and one called sell. So this will be double, and we're going to create one called buy, right? And we're going to create one called sell. So these we create them as buffers like this, right? So we've created them. So now we need to make sure that our handle, we first deal with our handle to say that, okay, if our handle, right? Sorry, just Control V. Let's try to make it simple. Handle is that, and we say if our handle is equals to invalid handle, which means that it has not actually created it. We're going to return initialization failed. So, however, if initialization is not failed, this means that what we are actually creating, what we want to do, has been a success. So we want to array set as series. We're going to array set as series. Okay, so why are we setting array as series? So in MT5, whenever we create an array, let me just fix this. Whenever we create an array in MT5, the first the candle which is being drawn, it's the total number of candles minus 1. That is the identification of that particular candle. But when we set it to array as series true, this candle is candle number 0. If a new candle opens, the candle which is being drawn is candle number 0. So it's easier for me to work from that point of view and understanding. So because of that, I like to change all my array to true. So that's that. So that's that. We've created it. Array series set as true. And we are basically done. So now the next thing is we need to know how many buffers there are there in total. That's what we need to know. So what we are going to do is we're going to run on tick, and we're going to say copy. Yes, calculated, is it? It's been a long time since I coded. You forget. What's that function called? Copy buffer. We've got copy buffer. So which handle? M handle, and indicator calculated. We're going to copy buffer number. We're going to set number 0, and we're going to start at position. We're going to start at position 0, and we're going to count. Right. So this is where we come back to the chart. So here I'm in the hour chart. So which means that the first candles here, I count back from these 65 bars. So I just want to count back 65 bars. So I'm just going to say 70 bars. And I'm going to save it in my M, which buffer comes first this side. By comes first. So by, I'm going to assume it's buffer number 0. There might be hidden buffers, right? So there might be hidden buffers. So Control VV. So after the handle, the next thing is the buffer number. So I'm going to set the next one as buffer number 1. So this is how I'm going to go about it. Okay. So before I do this, I'm going to say if indicator calculated, indicator I'm forgetting these things. If is indicator okay, doesn't matter. Whenever you forget, you always have these examples. The MACD is the best example you'll ever get. So it's indicator what I've forgotten. I've spent a long time without coding these things. So it's indicator what before copy buffer. It's at the bottom this side. So on tick processing, Alt G, bars calculated. That's the one we need. So I forgot if bars calculated. Okay, so bars calculated for indicator, which is M handle. If our bars calculated is less than 100, we're just going to return. We're not going to work with it at all. So once we do this, so I want us to copy buffer. So I want us, after we've copied all the buffers, I want us to print. So I'm going to say print, right? So we're going to say by, gonna put in a value there is, and we're going to put in that value there. So So for by, D is what? I'm supposed to make a for loop. So I'm going to say make a for loop. I'm going to say for loop integer from 0, I is equals to 0, to I is smaller than 70. So let's just push 69 there to, so I is increasing with each iteration. So what are we doing? We are printing, right? So it's by, we're printing. So by number what? By number D is F. Right. So by D we're simply saying integer. So integer is going to be our I there, and it's going to be M by I. Simple, just like that. Control VV, and we do the same with our cell buffer M cell, just like that. So this is our code in full, right? So this is how we go about it. We capture it, we get the value, we get the data, we get to know everything. And at this point, I would like to compile. We compile without any errors, and if I compiled correctly, the EA has already run. So now we Control T, come to experts, and we view. So our code, you notice that it's running over and over again. So yeah, so it has got that small bug there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I'm going to create a static variable there, a static bool, and we're going to call it run. It's going to be equals to false. And I'm going to go there. If run is true, then we return. Right. And then once at the bottom there, once we've run everything, run is equals to true. Done. We compile, forget about it, and it just stopped uploading. So now we need to go and locate EI is 0, buy and sell, buy and sell are actually 0 or 1. There it is. Okay, right. So we start to move until we get a value which is not 0. Okay, so let's just come here, Control F. We start from there. We come, that's bar number around 47. So 47 is where we expect the first number, which is not a non-zero number. So okay, we've got 28 there. We've got bar number 28 where we've got a cell. Control F. Bar number 28 where we have a cell. Okay, it's saying there's a cell somewhere there, but we can't see anything. Yep, so that's the challenge which we have. So now the next thing which we can try and do is we can try and put our chart, the chart which we have created, on the candle. Right, so it would be, is it indicator chart? Indicator chart apply. I'm forgetting this. I'm forgetting these functions. There's a function which allows you to create an indicator. Chart indicator add. Oh, there it is. on this exact chart, on this exact window, that handle. Right, okay, so we've done that. So we can now safely remove this indicator. Right, we've removed that, clear all that out. Indicator done, and we compile. Right, okay, so once we have compiled, we've compiled everything. Now we go back, Control F4, go back there. Now we notice that we removed the indicator, but the indicator is now back. Right, oh look, at candle 28 we now have a candle. Can you see that? Go there, candle 28, we now have a candle. And if we go up to candle 28, you notice that we have a sell candle there. So we come there to candle 28, we notice the value, the blue highlighted value at the bottom of the screen there in the panel. It's 4219.18.19. If we look at the far right on our data window, the sell value is the exact same value. So that is how we actually get the values. So when we actually start to move down to our next candle, this one, which is a buy value of 4.188.82 on the right hand side, and we increase, we are going. Have you reached that candle yet? There it is, 4.188.82. It's the same value. So what we've actually done, ladies and gentlemen, we have successfully created harvesting the data values from our expert advisor, from our indicator into our EA. So now some of you are asking, okay, so then how then do we trade? So I didn't want to do this, but let's just write a short code on trading this, right? Okay, so how do you go about this now? Okay, we're just gonna do the simplest coding ever. Copy paste. We're just gonna go to my mark D there. We're gonna copy this. I'll bring it this side. I'm not creating a function now. Working expert advisor IGF, I guess normally you would add them in the on tick function. A check for the new. Oh, okay. There's a new comment up there. Let's just read this. Hi Jeff. I guess normally you would add in the on tick function a check for new bar and then check for the sell by signal just for previous. Oh yeah, it's along those lines. That's what I want to do like right now. Okay, so we're just going to place those include files there, and gonna see, do we have anything which we can copy from this side? Well, yeah, okay, let's just copy this to, right, we're just making a quick expert advisor here, which is a very bad. Don't use this for trading. Don't use this for trading. Okay, so this is our code, right? I'm going to delete all this. This was a way for you to show you which it was, what you call this, buffer identification, which buffer is which. So now we know that this is correct. Oh, I'm going to delete from this area, right? So just delete. Should I delete? Okay, let me just comment it out. Okay, we comment that out. So now we want to say, okay, instead of dealing with a lot of it, I'm just going to reduce that to just 5. I'm just going to reduce that to 5 there. So we're going to need, if it's a new candle, right? So this is if it's a new candle. This is working if it's a new candle, right? If it's a new candle, we can write the code for new candle, but yeah, if it's a new candle, I'm going to say if M by 1 is not equals to 0 and m by 1 is not equals to empty value. Right, what do I want to do? I just want to buy m dot trade dot buy. You're going to buy with the minimum allowed lot size, which is m symbol dot dot size mean lots minimum. Right, but I haven't initialized this m symbol, so I just need to go up there and initialize it. M symbol dot name is the symbol. Okay, done there. Okay, so there we've set up our buy. The buy is set. Now it's time to set up our sell. If m sell 1 is not equals to 0 and m sell 1 is not equals to empty value, m trade dot sell, going to sell the symbol dot lots minimum. Okay, so now we've done that, make our code look good, and then we compile, we'll get some errors. Where is that error? There. What? Undeclared. Oh, okay. Control copy, Control V. So yep. Compile, we compile without any errors. And how best do we test this? We test this in our history, Control N, open our toolbox there, and then we go to test. We're testing whether it's working as how it's supposed to work. We're going to use not every tick, but we're going to use open prices only. Is the fastest method for testing, and we're going to add test. Disabled. Test that. Okay, it's running it. I'm not even seeing the trades. I'll see the trades graph. Okay, we've got some trades which were opened. Visualize, visual mode, start, and we open. And okay, we didn't close any trades, right? We're just opening trades. Okay, my meeting, the meeting will end in 10 minutes. So these are all the trades. Because we just opened trades, we're not closing any trades. So yeah, we're going to want to locate our first trade. That is, let me just remove this grid. Want to locate our first trade. There it is. So buying based on what now? So we've got this sell there based off of that one. So these buys are supposed to be based off of this one. So which means that this indicator, from the looks of it, this indicator is a repainter. You see this arrow, it's based on which arrow? No arrow. That one is based on that one. These ones are based on this. This indicator is a is a repainter. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Shit. Let me just make sure this indicator looks like it's a repainting indicator. Oh, talk about scams. Shit. My goodness. Is it a scam indicator? Oh my goodness, it's a scam indicator. Wow. Shit. Oh my goodness. People never cease to amaze. Okay. Why some of you are like, well, okay, why am I saying this is a scam indicator? Look at the arrows, right? Look at the arrows. It will paste an arrow, it will delete it and repay and repost it. Look at the chart, look at the chart, the arrow there, okay? Arrow there, arrow there. Did you see the arrow came and disappeared? Oh my goodness. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Take care. Let me just read this one last comment. I think I've seen this somewhere in comments. Okay. Thanks, guys, for participating. For those who are on YouTube, thanks for everything. Thanks for being there. Like, subscribe, and everything else. Uh, yep. Thanks. Thank you so much. Cheers.